Right guys, welcome back to another CrossMaths lesson. Okay, what I'd like you to do is pause the video now and have a go at the challenge grid in front of you. Right guys, hopefully you're all done. Okay, I'm going to go through each of these as slowly as possible. Okay, follow along if you can. If you get them right, just tick them. Okay, I got 1161 divided by 9. 9 doesn't go into 1. So I put 0 on top, carry the 1 over. 9 goes into 11 once, remainder 2. 9 goes into 26 twice, remainder 8, and then 9 goes into 81 9 times. So my answer is 129. 2 points. Next one, I got 3826 added on to 239. Remember, with adding, everything hugs the right hand side. If you've got a gap, fill it in with a 0. 6 plus 9 is 15. Carry the 1 over. 2 plus 3 plus 1 is 6. 8 plus 2 is 10, and 3 plus 0 plus 1 is 4. So my answer is 4065. Tick it if you got it right. 72 times 28, again, we love doing long multiplication. Okay, it's so easy. Make sure you get it absolutely nailed in your head before you move on to your 8. So go 72 times 28. 7 times 2 is 14. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 8 is 16. And 7 times 8 is 56. Then I got a 6, an 11, 5 plus 4 plus 1 is 10, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2016 is my answer. 3x plus 9 equals 48. Okay, very straightforward. Take away 9 from both sides. 3x moves straight down. Plus 9 take away 9 is nothing. 48 take away 9 is 39. And then if I divide through by 3 to get x on its own, I end up with an answer of x equals 39 divided by 3 gives me 13. Next, 9.6 take away 4.9. Again, lay it out as you normally would, just make sure your decimal points line up. 6 take away 9, I can't do that, so I'm going to borrow 1 from the 9 and give it to the 6 to turn it into a 16. 16 take away 9 is 7. Decimal point moves straight down. 8 take away 4 is 4. My answer is 4.7. Simplify x, take away 4y, take away 7x plus y. Okay, you want to put the x's together and you want to put the y's together. So I'm going to put rectangles around the x's and ovals around the y's, just so it shows you visually which are the same. So I can only put the numbers in my rectangles together. X take away 7x is minus 6x. Minus 4y plus 1y is minus 3y. Multiplying fractions, okay, you just times the top times the bottom. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 3 is 18. Once you're there, I simplify that as much as I can. If I half the top and half the bottom, I end up with 5 over 9. 72 in a ratio of 4 to 5. Okay, you always add your shares at first. 4 plus 5 gives me 9 shares altogether. Okay, I divide my amount of money, £72, by 9. 72 divided by 9 is £8 per share. Okay, once I know it's £8 per share, one person gets 4 lots, one person gets 5 lots. 4 lots of £8 is 32. 5 lots of £8 is 40. Very last one. Okay, dividing fractions, you would have seen this before, but all you do, you keep the left hand one the same, change the middle bit to a times, and flip the right hand one upside down. Then you times the top, 1 times 3 is 3, times the bottom, 6 times 2 is 12. 3 over 12 is the same as 1 over 4. Right guys, so what I'd like you to do is pause the video now, mark everything you've done so far. If you got lots of those right, you get anywhere between 12 and 15. That's really, really impressive. Right then guys, starting off slow. Okay, so teacher example. So, adding and subtracting decimals, super easy. You just got to make sure you line the decimal point up correctly. I got 23.4 and 15.9. Okay, 4 plus 9 is 13. Decimal point moves straight down. 5 plus 3 plus 1 is 9. And 2 plus 1 is 3. So my answer is 39.3. Okay, same thing underneath, but it's taken away now. 16.3. Take away 2.84. Anything that's got a gap has got to be filled in with a 0. Okay, 0 take away 4 I can't do it, so I'm going to borrow. Turn a 3 into a 2. 10 take away 4 is 6. 2 take away 8 I can't do it, so I'm going to borrow again. 12 take away 8 is 4. Decimal point was straight down. 5 take away 2 is 3. And 1 take away 0 is just 1. So my answer is 13.46. Okay, it's exactly the same as you would do normal adding and subtracting using column addition and subtraction, but you got to make sure you line the decimal points up correctly and fill in any gaps you can with a 0. What I'd like you to do is pause the video now and then have a go at the ones on the right hand side. Right guys, so hopefully you'll have got your examples written down. Pause the video and hopefully you got the examples written down and you'll have had time to have a go at the ones on the right hand side. I got 34.5 and 23.6. 5 plus 6 is 11. 4 plus 3 plus 1 is 8. Decimal point was straight down, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So my answer is 58.1. Same thing underneath, but it's taken away now. 34.3. Take away 5.63. Any gaps are going to fill in with 0. 0 take away 3 I can't do it, so I'm going to borrow from that 3, turn it into a 2. 10 take away 3 is 7. Going to borrow from the 4 now, because I can't do 2 take away 6. 12 take away 6 is 6. 3 take away 5, I'm going to borrow again. Loads of borrowing going on. 13 take away 5 is 8, and 2 take away 0 is 2. So my answer is 28.67. If you got those right, that's amazing. If you didn't get them right, don't worry, you'll have time to practice in a sec. Make sure they're marked to me. If you have got them wrong, worth writing down your corrections. Right then, hopefully that's all done. Can you pause the video and have a go at task 1, okay? Have a go at adding and subtracting decimals. A couple of questions just laid out for you. Right, so hopefully that's all done. If it is finished, brilliant. Well done. Mark what have you done. Fill in your corrections if you feel like you need to. Okay, if there's anything you got wrong, it's worth getting it written down. Right, so that's adding and subtracting decimals. Now, moving on to a bit of multiplying, okay? I think that adding and subtracting is quite easy. Hopefully you got them right. Okay, there's two types of multiplying. There's multiplying when you're doing simple ones, and there's multiplying when you're doing difficult ones. Okay, when you're doing simple ones, like the ones on the top, the way I think of it, just do 5 times 9. 5 times 9 is 45. Now, if I look back to my question, I've got 2 numbers after my decimal point. So I go back to my answer and I've got to count back 1, 2, put a decimal point in. So my answer is 0.45. Those ones are easy. Down the bottom is a little bit more tricky. What I'd suggest doing, okay, lay out your Chinese grid or whatever way you'd like to multiply. And multiply them as if they haven't got decimal points there. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 35 times 65. Okay, 3 times 6 is 18. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 5 is 25. And 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, my first slide has got a 5 in it, then I got a 5 and a 2 which makes 7, an 8, a 3 and a 1 which makes 12, and then a 1 and a 1 which makes 2. So my answer is 2275. However, if you look back to the question, I've got decimal points. So if I go to my answer now and I put my decimal points in there, okay, I'll make my line a little bit thicker. Oh, no, I don't need that. Okay, I've got my decimal points, I've put them back in. Okay, if I put them back in and I follow them along here, you can see they meet in the middle. And if you follow that slide down, it'll tell you where your decimal point needs to go. Your decimal point needs to go between the 2 and the 7. Or you can use exactly the same way you did it in the question. Okay, 3.5, so I got 2 numbers after my decimal point. If I had my answer 2275, I'd have to count back 2 spaces and put a decimal point in. 22.75. So those are your 2 ways. Pause the video now, make sure those examples are written down super clearly for yourself, and have a go at the ones on the right hand side. Okay, hopefully they're all done. Okay, if they're all done, so this one I got 0.6 times 0.7. 6 times 7 is 42. I count my numbers after my decimal point, I've got 2. So if I count back 1, 2 and put a decimal point in, always have a 0 in front of it, my answer is 0.42. Okay, same thing on the next one, exactly the same as we did earlier on. I'm going to multiply using my preferred way of multiplying. Remember, do use whatever way you want to use. Okay, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is you get it right and you're confident. 2 times 9 is 18. 7 times 9 is 63, 7 times 2 is 14, and 2 times 2 is 4. 4 in the first one, 4, 1 and a 3 which makes 8, 8 and a 6 which is 14, and a 1 and a 1 which is 2. So my answer is 2484. Because I've got two numbers after the decimal point in my question, I'm going to have to count back 1, 2 and put a decimal point in my answer. 24.84. Pause the video now, guys. Hopefully you got that right. Right, guys, cool. So, pause the video now. Have a go at some of these questions just to test yourself and make sure you get your knowledge stuck in your head. Have a go at some of these for me and let me know how you get on. Right, so you should be all finished. Now, mark whatever you've done for me, please. And then we'll move on. Cool. Right then, so hopefully that's all done. Now, dividing decimals is also really easy, okay? What you can do with dividing decimals, okay? If you don't like the way it looks, which is fine, okay, it's okay not to like it, okay? You can times both sides by 10. Now, what that does, it should make it easier, okay? If I take the first one and I times both sides by 10, I'm going to times my 3.6 by 10 and my 0.9 times 10. Times the left-hand side by 10, I end up with 36. Times the right-hand side by 10, I get 9. Now 36 divided by 9 is exactly the same as 3.6 divided by 0.9. It gives us the same answer. As long as you times a division question, both numbers by the same thing, and it'll always give the same answer. 36 divided by 9 is an easy one. It just gives me 4. So my answer is 4. Same thing down the bottom, but I don't think times it by 10 once is going to work. So what I'm going to do is times it by 10 once, see what I get. 125 divided by 0.5. Okay, I still don't like the number on the right hand side. That number on the right hand side needs to be between 1 and 10 for it to be an easy question. So I'm going to times it by 10 again. Okay, 1250 divided by 5. Okay, that's much easier now. I can do that using my bus stop. 1250 divided by 5. 5 doesn't go into 1, so I carry the 1 over. 5 goes into 12 twice, remainder 2. Perfect. 5 goes into 25 5 times, and 0 once. So 1250 divided by 5 is 250. Okay, so if you don't like the look of the question, just times it by 10 until our right hand number is between 1 and 10. Pause the video now, make sure those examples are written down for me, please, and then I'd like you to have a go at the ones on the right hand side. Right, guys, cool. Hopefully those should all be done. Okay, this first one I'm going to times them both by 10. If I do that, I get 42 divided by 6. 42 divided by 6 is easy, just gives me an answer of 7. Same thing on this one, I'm going to times it by 10 twice because I don't like the look of it. Okay, I get 1690 divided by 13. Okay, it is a little bit of long division, but I think we're up to it. 13 doesn't go into 1. 13 goes into 16 once, remainder 3, goes into 39 3 times, and goes into 0 once. So my answer is 130. Okay, guys, hopefully that makes sense. Pause the video now and have a go, please, and make sure that's written down. Okay, if you did get a right ticket, fingers crossed it makes sense to you. Okay, here's a couple of questions now for you to have a go at just before we finish off. Right, guys, cool. Hopefully those are all finished. Okay, mark what have you done so far. Right then, so very last thing, okay, what I'd like you to do is have a go at this problem solving question. Now you can use a calculator if you want to, okay, if you feel like you need one, that's okay. Okay, pause the video, have a go, do your best, should take you about 2-3 minutes, and then I'm going to go through in a sec. Right, guys, should be all done. So we got 144 glass tiles and they make a square. Now in order to make 144 with a square, it would have to be 12 tiles by 12 tiles. Okay, if you got 12 by 12, okay, remember each little bit, if it's 12 by 12 and it's 60 across, if I do 60 divided by 12, each of these tiles would have to be 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. Okay, because they're perfect squares. Okay, so 12 lots of 5 and 12 lots of 5 would make sense for the square we've got. Now they say how many glass tiles would cover a rectangle that is 120 by 90. Okay, so I've got 120 centimeters going up one way. How many 5 centimeter tiles is that? 120 divided by 5 gives me 24 tiles. Okay, same thing with a 90 centimeter side. 90 divided by 5 centimeters. 90 divided by 5 gives me 18 tiles. Now if they want to know how many glass tiles are all together, okay, I've got 24 by 18. Okay, so I take those two numbers. You can do it long multiplication if you want to. It's up to you. 24 times by 18 is 432 glass tiles altogether. Okay, so hopefully you got that right. If you didn't get it right but you think your working out was really good, that's good too. Okay, it's not an easy question at all. Guys, well